Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Sermondo Talks. My name is Christina and my today's guest is Paulina Masson, who's the founder of Shopkeeper, an international speaker and an Amazon seller. Let's say hi and ask her a few questions. I'm here today with Paulina Masson. She's born in Lithuania and lived in Canada for, I think, 15 years and is currently living in Turkey. And she's the founder of Shopkeeper. Hi, glad to have you here.
Hi, Christina. Hi, nice to be here.
In one sentence, what is Shopkeeper?
Shopkeeper is a profit dashboard. That's it. That's just 4 words. So it's one of these accounting tools that help you to make decisions as an Amazon seller. So it's not really an accounting tool which gives you transaction by transaction, but more it helps you to manage by exception so that you could see the problems that are in your business and focus on those first. So we'll tell you if you're overspending on something or something else needs your attention. So all of these problems will be apparent. And that's what Shopkeeper is, helping you with day-to-day tasks and to know what to focus on.
Okay, and how long have you been around for? Like, how long does Shopkeeper exist?
So we were founded in 2016, September, and it took us about 6 months to develop the initial version, and then we were launched.
Nice. Do you also have experience with Amazon FBA?
Yes, so I'm a seller myself. I've been a seller since the gold rush started, which is about 2014. That's when all the people started jumping on. And if you Google Trends, and you put Amazon FBA, you will see like a big boost after 2014. That's exactly when eBay started going downwards. Yeah, so that's when I jumped on the wagon, and I am still a seller right now, even though my focus 95% goes on the app. I am still a seller because I just want to be hands-on and test my software with all possible marketplaces. So I sell on 11 marketplaces myself. And I have a team right now managing my Amazon account for me, but in general, I am still a seller.
Pretty good. So that's how you also keep track what changes and what's new on Amazon.
Exactly. And it's important in my type of software because every marketplace has a little bit of different structure in the back end. Let's say in France, the report headings are in French, and then there's so many differences. And in Mexico, for example, a certain report, FBA report, is not available. So then we have to use alternative report. If I wouldn't have an account in that country and wouldn't have any sales there, it would be very hard to test the software and to, to build it. So that's why I am actively selling in all of those marketplaces.
When you started with Amazon FBA, were you still employed like in a normal firm? Because, a lot of people just start Amazon FBA as a side business.
Yeah, they do. And it's a hard leap of faith to take. No, but I wasn't in that situation. I am a long-time entrepreneur, so I've started several companies before that. And just when I was a software developer, still in school. So the whole class of mine were basically entrepreneurs. They were all very startup minded, and there were big companies that grew from that. Actually, in my class, I studied in Canada. In my class was the Shopify people, and then another little company that was acquired by Shopify later. So they become to be big people, and they are the ones who inspired me to start my own company. And so it's been a long time that I've been online doing all types of businesses. And once one business was starting to go a little bit down because the niches were switching, how online all the businesses are like that.
Yeah, yeah, ups and downs.
So once I saw the downwards trend, then I switched up. I started looking for new opportunities. And that's when Amazon FBA hit my radar.
And then you just started out.
Right, became a seller, and then I thought, because I'm a software developer, so my brain I need this to show me that, okay, and I need this notification, and I need that. So I built that initial software myself for me. And then when people started asking for it, then it was time to hire a team and build it from scratch and make a nice commercial product out of it.
Very impressive. What do you like most about being self-employed?
What I like? Mostly I like that I have time to be creative. I did work at a few big companies, and I thought that was my dream. Like I worked at EA Games and IBM, and it wasn't a dream at all. I was just sitting in this tall walls cubicle, where you don't even see someone else. All you see is green statuses on the intercom, like the little chat, that we were using internally. And you see the green status or yellow status if the person is there or not. And that's it. And then all day long, you're just repeating some boring development task that you've learned already. And you're just repeating and repeating. It's just no fun at all. So I just love that creativity. Like you say, what do I like about being self-employed? Well, because every single day you have a new challenge, something new, fun to create. You just coming up with ideas, delegating. Okay, let's do this idea, let's delegate that. And it never ends, let's do this feature, let's talk to some customers, see how they use this, how they can, every day something different. So it's so exciting to be your own person and your own entrepreneur. You create your own world, Actually, I work much more than I was working when I was working full-time. Like when you are an employee, you just work 9 to 5, take off the hat at home and forget about it. Now I never take off that hat. I basically just go sleep with I have this little headset. So I do it like this. And then while my baby, I have a 2-year-old that is a little one. She takes like half an hour or 45 minutes to sleep. So I lay next to her and I listen to another business podcast, and it's just like, you never take off the hat from the, from the business. It's always in my head. So probably when I'm sleeping, I'm still generating some ideas.
That's what I call multitasking.
Right.
And I can imagine you also like helping other people with their business. I mean, when you decided to open up your software to other sellers, and what would you say, how do you help them make money or save money, in your own words?
So many sellers actually do reach out to me because I'm a numbers girl, and I do see a lot of different situations. So they ask me questions like, what do you think is going wrong? Why my new product I launched and it's not working for me? Can you investigate? So I look at their numbers and see where they can optimize, what they could do and things like that. So that's probably my biggest help as it comes to person from the shopkeeper founder to the seller. But I also have many entrepreneur friends, and I really like to talk things like mindset. And a few friends of mine, close friends of mine, are always on dilemmas, should I do it? Should I not? Should I do it? Or not? So I'm the kind of person who always helps them to go over that hump,
Yeah.
Just like, just do it already. And because of this, and that, they say, okay, I'll do it. Tomorrow they're like, but I don't know. Paulina says, yes, do it. Because so I'm that person who always helps them to be motivated and have energy to do something. That's me.
Okay. And why should I choose Shopkeeper and not another tool?
So there are other profit dashboards out there. There's probably about good ones, maybe 3, and in general, maybe 8 of them, right? Why I say good ones? Well, some of them are focusing on horizontal approach. That means that they do a little bit of PPC management, a little bit of something else, a little bit of profit calculation, a little bit of email forwarding. And that makes them good as a general tool for beginners, but it's not good enough to going deep, So for example, when you're calculating your profit, it's not good enough to just know that, your Amazon fees were like FBA fee and referral fee, and you spend for manufacturing and shipping. And that's it. That's all they look at. But there are so many other things that are part of your costs, storage fees, coupon redemption fees, 72 different kinds of fees that exist.
72?
Yeah. Well, fees and charges, to be correct. So those 72, we pull from many different reports, different things, and put them all together for you so that you are aware of your real numbers. And that's our difference, that we take that vertical approach and dive deep in one thing.
Do you have users from all over the world?
Yes. So 60% of our sellers are from the United States. Mm-hmm. And we have very strong following in Spain and France. I guess it's due to our friends Julian and Francisco, who have their own YouTube channels and are showing the demos how they are using Shopkeeper. They are very strong sellers and are using our software, so they are actually naturally showing it when they are showing things to others. They're teaching other people how to do Amazon. So because of them, we have a lot of Spanish and French people as well. But overall, it's from everywhere, every little corner of the world. You can find it on our list of users.
Is the profit dashboard always in English, or can you also switch languages?
It's in English, but you know, Google Chrome has this feature where you can right-click and translate to whichever language you want. Just in the Google Chrome settings, you have to choose the languages that will pop up in the right-click. And then you can, once you translate it, then there's this option to always translate this. And then you can just keep it. It will not be exact translation, but you will not be confused, you know, what fee is that if it just translates it for you.
Okay. And what do you do when someone purchases Shopkeeper and is for somewhat reason not happy with it? How would you deal with that?
So let me think of some time that this happened. Sometimes it's just a matter of what you expect from a software. So like I said, we are diving deep in one thing, right? And we don't focus on other things. Like we do have a section for inventory management, for example, but it's very basic and it's only supporting that core feature, which is calculating how much your profit and loss is. And for every accountant, every month, you need to know how many inventory you had. Because of that, we are tracking the inventory. But so some users there was a user that expected that our inventory forecasting will be very good and, you know, so, but it's not the core feature. So I guess that's the only case that we would have some sort of disappointment or he moved on to a very full-fledged inventory management software. You know, so it depends what you're looking for. And the thing with our software, what people like about it is that it's for non-technical users. It's very good for non-techies because all other softwares are so busy, you know, spreadsheet, and these numbers just, you know, make you mad.
Yeah.
But ours, there's 3 numbers, you know, revenue, profit, and sales. Now, if you want to know more, you click on whichever number, and then you can see more information. Then you click again, see more information, and you just keep clicking to get more information. It's very, then it's much more clear what it's about, and then you can understand the numbers better.
Okay, I see. Then now we get to the personal stuff, which is my favorite part. What do you like? I mean, you said you love being self-employed and you love being your own boss, but are there also some things that you don't like about your work life?
You know, I've recently done this, you know, the circle of life, I think it's called, where there's like 10 things that you evaluate in your life, which are from 1 to 10, right? So I had love at 10, and then career at 10, and then something else at 10. But in terms of family, spending time with kids and so on, I only put 7. And spirituality, I only put 2, you know? So there probably is something that being an entrepreneur gives, you know? Especially in the beginning when you're clawing hard to make your money, especially first 3 years, you have to spend so much time focusing on the business that something has to give, you know, a little bit. So it's very, very important to find that work-life balance, and it's hard to do it. Now my kids are already both going to like kindergarten and school, you know, and then it's much easier because during the day I can work. In the evening, I put them to sleep. And then after 9:30, after they sleep, I go back to the laptop again. And then, you know, until 12, I work. So it becomes like a 12-hour day, basically, which is still good. But you have to balance it so nicely. For example, every Saturday, me and my husband is just our day. On Saturday, kids are somewhere else, usually with grandma or in some activities or so on. And then it's only two of us, no business, no kids, just the two of us for the whole Saturday. And then we have our own project on the side. We are filming movies for this Facebook channel that we have together. And, you know, we are just having fun, basically spending the day. And that every Saturday, like we wait like the water, you know, to drink. And it's really important to have those little, and then Sunday is like the whole day with four of us, you know, the whole family together. So there's, again, no work on the Sunday. And it's very, very good to have that balance in your life. So even though I work 12 hours a day, every day for 5 days, but then the rest of the time is nicely balanced. And I feel like there is some things that I would like to have more, maybe sometimes, but you know,
you have to sacrifice.
Right. So that's how it goes.
Would you say that balancing all those parts of your life is the most challenging part in your life? Like, is this your biggest challenge, or are there also other challenges that are bigger for you?
You know, I'm probably already at the time of my life when I don't feel like I need anything more. Like I used to think that, oh, I need this new fancy car now, and I got it. And then whatever, now I don't even have a car. You know, it's like there is some point in your life when you think that, you know, especially when you move out of your parents' house, you feel that, oh, I'm going to have not like they mismatched everything in their kitchen. I'm going to have everything matching. And then, you know, or I'm not going to do this shitty thing. I'm going to do this very good thing. And then it's like you want to be your own person, and you are building yourself in terms of material things. You feel that material things are very important. Now, for me, all I need is just a good laptop, the most recent laptop, and a good phone. And that's it. Nothing else, really, you know. And after that, life is happy already, you know. I'm just doing the business not really for the money, not really for something else. It's because it gives me pleasure to create those things, like to give something that is useful to others. And when you're a software developer, you would understand. You take the blank screen and you like just type in some white text, and then something happens out of it. It's like you're creating the world from scratch. You know, it's just amazing feeling. And you know, nothing else matters in life. And plus we moved to Turkey from Canada, and you know, just the water, the sea view, and then that's all you need, just the sea view and the good laptop.
And then you're happy.
And then you're happy. Yeah.
Speaking of positive things, now it's enough with negative things and challenges. What is your biggest achievement in life?
My biggest achievement is I'm probably most proud of the project-wise. I am most proud of Shopkeeper, because out of all my businesses that I've done before, this is so far the most successful. So I'm really proud to have built it. And another thing that is, I am very much about mindset these days. And I'm really proud of myself that I achieved a certain type of mindset that entrepreneur has to have. What do I mean by that? You know, most of us entrepreneurs, we are jumpy. You know, we try a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because we can't focus. And I thought I have ADD and I will never be able to focus. But actually, there's this very good guy, Sam Owens, right? And he has this video on YouTube that you can watch. It's called Monk-like Discipline. This guy is crazy, and it's almost like a religion. I can't sell you him, because you have to be ready. Your mind has to be ready to focus. If you're ready to take that step and to change your life, then you're ready to watch it. If not, don't even Google it. So that guy is teaching how to focus, and everything in your life should be optimized. Your environment should be optimized. Like, for example, you shouldn't waste time thinking about, oh, what should I order to eat? Okay, then this. And takes an hour and a half a day to think what you're going to eat, cook it, and prepare it, and so on. So he has it to a level of organized that someone else prepares nutritional meals and brings to him. He only eats 20 minutes and he's done. And then, like, every process, everything in his life is the mostly optimized possible. On his phone, he has only 4 apps, and like basically delegating, outsourcing everything. So I'm using a lot of his strategies. And that's what I'm very proud in myself that I achieved, from that jumpiness to be really focused. So I have one method of marketing that I chose for my business, and I'm sticking with it. And every day that is my only focus. And every task on my to-do list, I think, is this gonna get me somewhere forward with that main focus? If not, move on. I just basically not do things that are not for the focus. And I used to get so many emails a day, like 100 emails every day would come in, right? And then if I miss the weekend, then 300 emails on Monday morning. And basically Monday is lost now. So I have outsourced all of my emails. I'm personally only opening about 5 of them a day, which are actually personally addressed to me or need my attention. If there's something emergent, so I don't even check my email about 2-3 days, and then I check once, do what's needed. If there is an emergency, my assistant will assign me that email as a ticket, and I'll know that that's very important to look at. But other than that, like all those Amazon emails, for example, come in. Amazon always says, oh, this new feature, or that some policy change, or something. They always keep changing you so many emails, and I cannot disconnect from that because I'm in the Amazon world.
Yeah,
so instead of me reading it, I have my assistant summarizing it. So basically I get it on Slack in a notification. So she gets 11 emails from all marketplaces in different languages, the same thing, something like prices reduced for storage fees. Yeah. So she just sends me one-liner Slack notification in a special CEO notifications channel. And she just says, so the price is reduced for storage fees, and if I want more information, I'll ask her to assign it. And then so she opens all these 11 emails, and she puts it in correct box, closes, reads it, summarizes it. All this job, basically 15 minutes lost of my time, it's in 1 millisecond, just fees changed, then something else, and I'm done reading my notifications.
That's super handy. I think of that now too. Maybe I should do that too.
Yeah, it's totally useful. It frees up your time.
But like this extreme organization that Sam Ovens has, for example, do you think that's even possible when you have children and hobbies?
Definitely. He's not only talking about the whole day. Well, he is extreme. He only spends with his wife on Sunday, but in the evenings, he barely spends any time with her. I am not that crazy. For me, family is important. And usually every evening I spend with them. I'm the one putting them to sleep. We swim, because we are in Turkey. So we swim every evening. Yeah. We go out, we do things, and then we go to sleep together, So it's important. When you don't have children, it's different. You can spend more time. But still, most of his things are applicable to my life during the working hours. So, I'm not so jumpy anymore. I'm just doing important things. And if you look at my schedule, it's very strict, and minimized. Only the most important things are happening.
And so, outside of your... Oh, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Outside of your working hours, what do you like to do for fun? I'm sure you have hobbies.
Yeah, so I like to swim with my kids, especially that my 5-year-old boy just learned to swim, and he's now all excited, and there's no more of that watching with a keen eye, so I can just let him swim around me. I like that. I like to be outdoors, and just sitting and walking around, I don't know, I get a little anxious indoors, so I like to be outside. So whatever outside activities there are, I've done most of them. I really enjoy it.
And because we met at Sellerfest in Tel Aviv, right? And you were a speaker there. Would you say doing your keynotes and being a speaker at different events is also some sort of hobby of yours?
Actually, it's part of my strategy. Just like I mentioned, I do things that are part of my focus. And one of the strategies is for me to connect with the other people in my field. So other service providers, other software, other people who are in the same what I do. So that's what I call my ROI, making those connections. Because in the end, it's all about people and human relationships. It's very hard to understand that for someone who just started the business. Like in the beginning, I was thinking, I'll just sit behind the screen, just show the demo without my face, and that's it. But now I realized that you have to be out there. People buy from people, they don't buy from anonymous company. They like to know who is the person behind it, and I guess that's the reason you guys are doing the interviews and putting on Sermondo. Just for people to have a face out there that, you know, they can feel that they want to buy from you or not. So going to conferences gives me that access to those other people, especially when I'm a speaker. Then after I speak, everyone knows me. So everyone who's attending, they all know me. And then it's much easier to start. The icebreaker is done, you know, it's much easier to talk to anyone out there. So I like going there.
Okay. My favorite question ever is, if you could hire a famous person to work for Shopkeeper or to work with you or to have as your boss, who would that be and why?
So I would not hire Sam Ovens to be my boss because I would have no life. But even though he's my mentor and I follow him like crazy, but I would not want him as a boss. But in terms of employees, famous person, all the famous people that I like, they are all sort of like me. And that's the worst thing you can do, hire someone like you, right? Because I am not very good at proceeding with the same thing over and over and over, the same spreadsheet filling over and over. It's just, I get bored so fast and it's not creative and no challenge for me. So because of that, I try to hire people who don't mind the repetitive work. And mostly these are people who feel safe having a job. They are not entrepreneurial at all. They like the safety of the job. That's why they don't mind doing those boring things, because they feel it's a safety. And because now you're saying who's famous like that. So I'd have to think who's famous, who's such a doer, you know, and there's so few of them. Look, Richard Branson, jumpy, you know, 200 companies he has. And then whoever I think of, you know, they're all like so jumpy and so entrepreneurial. It's so hard to come up with. Okay, I'll tell you a person. You know this cartoon, Masha and the Bear? So I'd hire the bear because he's such a good babysitter and he's always just, whatever crazy things Masha does, he's always, you know, it's okay, let's take care of that, it's okay. So I need that kind of person in my company who would, you know, when I do some mess, he would take care of it. And, you know, so that would be the perfect famous character, I guess.
Perfect business partner. Okay, perfect. That's a nice answer. I know you're really into pricing strategies, right? You speak about that a lot, and also on the internet, on blogs, webinars, you always speak about pricing strategies. Can you name 3 tips that you would give to any Amazon seller out there regarding pricing?
Sure. So let me give you maybe the best ones, the easiest ones to do. First one is about free shipping. You know how on Amazon there's this threshold of that you have to get a certain amount of, you have to spend a certain amount, like $25 you have to spend in US if you don't have Prime membership. And then it will be free shipping. So when your prices are just under 25, like 22, 23, and 24, it's very useful to increase it to be above 25. That way, you suddenly appear in those filtered search results when people check the checkbox, free shipping. And then suddenly you make more profit, and then they don't pay for shipping, so that in the end, they are paying less and you are making more money. So win-win situation. So totally recommend going and checking all your prices right now if you have any items that are lingering just under the thresholds. And I think it's like 29 in France, euros. So just under those prices, like 1 or 2 euros. Tip number 2, you know how there's this ending 99, 99, 99? And that conditioned us psychologically to believe that 9 is a good deal. So when the tests were done and I tested it, compare 2 prices, $34 and $39. Actually, 39 sells better than 34 because there is a 9 in it and it feels like a deal and it somehow feels like a better deal. So that force retracts the people a bit.
Even
so when
though
there's
it's 5 euros more or $5 more.
Yes, but the strategy only works when your competitors are not all doing like $34 as well. You know, then you'll be the only one 39. But
Yeah.
if your range is free, or like you are more unique product where you are charging your own price and you don't depend on the rest of the listings next to you, then it's really good idea to do the numbers with 9s. If you can't, jump that much, if you are fighting for the price, then use the charm numbers, which are 5, 7, or 9. You know, like Walmart using 9.95, 9.95, and there is internet marketers, they use 9.97, 9.97. So 7, 5, and 9 are like the most used numbers to be like deals. That's why if you use those digits in your prices, regular prices, so don't use 2, 4, and 6, use the 5, 7, and 9, and then they will definitely increase your sales because of that. And tip number 3, can I give you? I'll give you this one. So enable the coupons. That's a good idea because most sellers don't even have the coupons. And now there's this green flag that every coupon has, right? And that just very nicely stands out comparing to all the oranges that are around from Amazon branding. So using the coupon will definitely increase your click-through rate. That equals to higher traffic, equals to higher sales on Amazon.
Perfect. Thank you. That's a pretty nice resource for our users that are watching right now. And speaking of free resources, are there any podcasts or blogs that you would recommend to Amazon sellers to just build out their knowledge?
Yes, there's about 300 Facebook groups, and I would recommend joining all of them. It's maybe a strange suggestion, but you know why? In the old times, there used to be these forums online, you know, whatever topic you are, and then you can Google the answers. And these days, you cannot Google so much answers about Amazon business. And if you need those answers, they're all locked in under those groups in Facebook, you know, because there's no more forums these days. So if you join all of them and unsubscribe from notifications so that you don't get them notifications anymore, but when you need to search for some information, for example, shipping UPS, like UPS guy didn't show up, you know, for example, yeah. I did that. And then you put in Facebook search, and then you say, just show me all the results from the posts in my groups. And then you see every other seller that ever mentioned UPS guy not showing up, you know. So it's really nice, your own search engine basically. And there's a list of 300 plus Facebook groups online. It's hosted by my friend Augustus Klikis. You can just Google Facebook, Amazon seller Facebook groups, and it will be like the first result. It will say 300 plus Facebook groups. Join all of them and you'll have your own search engine to all the answers about Amazon.
Perfect. Thank you for this tip. I'm sure that our users are appreciating it. Then I'm already at my last questions. What are your next steps?
Next steps in the software?
Yeah.
In the software. So next is a very interesting feature that we are working on is the problems section. So basically right now we are showing how many new sales came in. There's this ka-ching sound when the sale comes in. But now there will be a sound when, when there is a problem in your business. Okay, I can't play it very nicely, but it's like, anyway, you know, the bad sound. And what will happen? Then instead of a nice green notification, you'll get a red notification. For example, saying Amazon fees increased on this ASIN. Go and check it out. Because if you don't notice, you'll lose on your profit. And many sellers have VAs checking the Amazon fees if they're increasing or not. That's a huge job, you know. You could also set your own rules by notifications. For example, if inventory out of stock on this unit or almost out of stock, notify me. And that's when you will get those notifications. All kinds of different problems that you could happen that needs your attention. So that's our next module. We are working on that and hopefully it will be useful for everyone.
Super nice. I look forward to check it out. Do you already know when you will launch that feature?
Yes, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say the date because I know the date, but in development world, it's always like that it's more later than you think because there are many things changing in Amazon API. We have to deal with that. There is some certain seller that we didn't have a case before. So with a lot of things breaking, we are scaling fast speed. So we have to deal with the database scaling issues. Can't promise on the date, but it will be this year.
Okay, so pretty soon. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm happy that you took the time to answer all of my questions and that you gave our users some insights on how to use Shopkeeper, your personal journey and also your company journey. And I hope we'll see each other soon.
Thank you very much for having me.
Alright guys, that's it for today. That was my interview with Paulina Masson. If you want to find out more about Shopkeeper or find other tools and other service providers that can help you grow your Amazon FBA business, just go to sermondo.com and check it out. I put the link in the description and I see you guys next time.